All right, hello once again, Jeff Scott of Rankin Technical College, and I've been going over a series of video presentations that I've created, or I am creating, for the Rankin Technical College Application and Web Development, or AWD1111 .NET Framework with Web Databases class. And in particular, I'm going through the textbook we're using for the class, which is ASP.NET MVC with Entity Framework and CSS. I am up to page 50, and the author says that if we filter and we search in here for red with the results filtered to the closed category, so let's see if that works. So we're on products. In fact, let's run them. I have to run it again, I guess. So we're on products. Let's view that in the browser. And the author says that this becomes problematic if we come in and we have this basically set up here. Come on. So I'm going to bring this up, and I'm going to filter by the closed category, and I'm going to search for red. All right? So filter it by the closed category and search for red. Submit. All right? The results are correct, but if we look here, I'm not getting the same. Well, that's probably because I changed it already. All right. What should have come up here is just clothes and toys. All right. And the bottom line is, with the way that it was set up, the order in which you put the queries in mattered. I had the query. I was actually using some of the information before it was set. That's why it was problematic. All right? Okay, I just want to go on. It's another reason for going over a lot of this stuff before the class starts, because, I'll make more than my share of mistakes, and hopefully I've gotten a lot of them out of the way by this time. All right, so I'm on page 52 now. Using a view model for more complex filtering. And it says using the view bag to pass data works fine, but again, once you send more and more data, it becomes problematic. This is particularly true when coding because view bag is dynamic. It offers no IntelliSense. It can lead to fairly simple, but sometimes fairly hard to track down errors. So rather than view bag, as the author says right here, it's a better practice to use a view model for the purposes of passing information from a controller to a view. The view is then based on the model rather than being based on the domain model, as everything we've done so far has been. Some developers take this concept further and base all of their views solely on view models. Now, it says in this book we use a mixture of view models and domain models. I do want to mention that rather than just model view controller, which we've looked at, which we've defined, etc., there is also something called model view model. And as it says, it facilitates a separation of development of the graphical user interface from the development of the business logic. All right, it's a value converter, meaning the view model is responsible for creating or converting the data objects from the model so that they can be easily managed and presented. In this respect, the view model is more of a model than it is a view because it handles logic. The view model may implement different kinds of patterns. So it's, you can see, it's getting a little murky, for lack of better words. All right, so create a new folder named View Models under the Baby Store project. So let's do that. So under our project name, and let me close a few of these things to make this easier to read and look at. All right, right mouse click, add new folder, which is called View Models. Now, there is nothing stopping you, instead of having a folder called View Models, from putting all this stuff under the Models folder, for example. There are so many different ways that this can be done. One nice thing that you get about this class, not from your instructor, but from the author of your book, is a different way of doing it than from some of the things we've seen under the Microsoft stuff we've looked at. And I think that it's showing you more ways of doing things is good. We want to add a new class to it named Product Index View Model. So we want to add a new class here, Product Index View, Product Index View Model. All right, there that is. And the author says, add the following code to the new file. So let's just grab all this right away. I'm going to replace that. I don't know if there's anything new in here or not, but just in case, I'm going to grab it. Probably not, but that's okay. All right. So we want to come in here then. Hopefully that squiggly will go away. And I'm just going to grab every bit of it. Copy that to the clipboard. Come back in here. I think we had everything, even the namespace, correct? Yes. So I'm going to remove all of this, paste all of that in. Now, I'm getting some errors here. Doesn't like this. Show potential fixes for this. Remove unnecessary usings. It says we don't need to use that, but I do think we will need to. Oh, they both went away. Okay. All right, so let's break this down. First thing to notice is that this contains two classes. The class Product Index View Model, all right, and also the class Category with Count. The Category with Count is a simple class that's used to hold a category name and the number of products within that category. Notice there's a product count property here. That holds the number of matching products in a category. The category name underneath it simply holds what you'd think, the name of the category. The cat name with count, right here, returns both of these properties combined into a string. the product index view model that you see up on top here needs to hold a combination of information that was previously passed to the view using the view bag. It also needs the model, the I enumerable, baby store, models, product, etc. The first property in here, the one right there, is used instead of the model currently used in the view. The second property we have in here, this search property, is going to replace our view bag search currently used in the product's controller class. The third property that we have right here, this I enumerable, will hold all of the category with count items to be used inside the select control in the view. The fourth category that we have right here, that's called category, will be used as the name of the select control in the view. And finally, the last I enumerable, the cat filter items that you see right there, is used to return a list of the type selected list item, which will generate a value of the category name to be used as the value when the form is submitted and the text displayed in the format shown down here when we're concatenating this stuff together. All right. Now, we've made some changes here, and we've made changes to this view model, which will necessitate us making changes to the associated controller. All right. First thing we want to do is we want to add a using statement in here, and that using statement is we want to use the view models. Now, why doesn't it like that? Maybe because I didn't save? I don't know. It says it's good. It's giving us the error because it's saying it's unnecessary. That's fine. All right. Now, under the index that we have in here, we've got this var products, but before that we need to add a new line to instantiate a new view model object. So we're going to say here product index view model equals new product index view model. Now, why are we getting that product index view model? Isn't that what we called it here? Product index view model. Still getting an error here. Are we missing it? Wonder if this should be BS dot models. All right. Didn't fix that though. Oh, it's BS2, not BS. That fixed that. Good. But it did not fix this. So we want to do a save all here. All right. All right. because I didn't have all the correct using statements in there. Okay, so I've got my var products. Then we come in here. I'm going to use their comments that they have here. Select products. Perform the search and save the search string to the view model. Okay. And as we come in here, that's the wrong one. That goes down here. All right, we no longer need the view bag. It's the view model.search equals search. All right, so basically what we're trying to do here is we are trying to get rid of every occurrence in here of view bag. All right. So we've got this equals select list, etc. You know what I'm going to do is I'm going to go, this is the problem that I run into when I try to copy stuff. All right. So I don't even know if I copied this one or not. I think I copied everything that was in here. Yeah, I did. All right. So I've got that in here. And what I want to do is I want to bring all of this in. I want to bring in everything. And this is now my going to go into my index here. So let's go back to here and let's go back to the index. Let's grab everything that's in the index and we'll get rid of that and paste that in. So that's the beginning of it. Yes, it's not all paths because it's incomplete right now. All right. Okay, so I'm up to that if statement on the bottom of page 54. That goes on to page 55. Right here. There's everything. All right, so let's go and kind of, for lack of better words, try to kind of decompose this. First of all, let's save all. Okay? All right. The first big code change that we see in here, and again, I'm not going to worry about this. It's just saying it's unnecessary. But the first big thing that we're doing in here is that we're creating a brand new view model right in the line underneath this comment. Then when we come down here, again, as mentioned, we are replacing the view bag with the component, all right? It assigns the search variable to the view model rather than the view bag. So assign result to view model rather than the view bag. All right. The next thing that we have in here underneath that is we get this thing. And now notice the comment here. Whoops. It says group the search result into categories and count how many items are in each category. So this statement groups the products by category name where the category ID is not null using the code that's shown. For each group, the category name and the associated number of products are going to be assigned to the category with count by using wherever that was in here where we're combining the two together. All right. And the final code change in this kind of big mess or whatever you want to call it here is in here. Right in here. We're assigning the products variable to the products property of the view model and passing that rather than using the view bag. Okay? Finally, we're returning the view model. All right. The next thing that we have to do in here, and it's quite a bit, is we have to update the views products index file. The views, products, and the index file. And we're modifying it so that it uses the new view model to update the way it generates the filter control, the way it retrieves the search string, and the way it displays the table headings and displays the list of products. All right, so the first thing we have to do is our at model that's up here. I believe it has to be replaced with an at BS2 dot view models dot product index view model. All right. Again, I'm hoping that goes away. It says it does not exist. That's not a good start. But BS2, and it was here. BS2. See, this says baby store. I think this should say BS2. Okay. Don't know if that fixed the error I had or did not. Looks like it's no longer the way it was. All right. And again, to try to make life easier, I'm not sure if it's going to make it easier or not, but I'm going to grab all of the code that is shown here that is on this page right here, so copy. Come back here. I'm going to highlight all of this and paste. It's going to give me errors because it's incomplete right now. Don't worry about that. Hit enter and go back to my code again on the next page. Bring in all of this. Copy and enter it. Now, hopefully, I don't have any errors in here. All right, so again, let's take a look at from the top and see what we have in here. So the code changes made to this file are pretty significant. The first one is we changed the model, and it tells the view to use the product index view model as the model on which to base the view. This is now a single class and not an enumeration as we had in there before. The second change is we now have a drop-down list in here. And that generates a filter based on that cat filter items property of the view model that we used before. The third change, the hidden search control now references the view model rather than the view bag. We then need to generate the table headings. It's not as straightforward as it might appear because the display name for HTML helper method does not work with collections, and we want to display headings based on the product's property of the view model. So we need to force the helper to use an actual product entity from the product's collection. And that's what we're doing. I think it's in here. So this code will now generate the table heading based on the description property of the product class. The final change that we have to make in here is in this for each. This ensures that we now use the products property of the view model to display the products. All right, we're not using anymore the view bag. Now, easiest way to check on this is an index. Let's do a save all and let's run this. So let's view this in the browser, and I'm going to use the same. There were errors. That's never a good sign. How about build solution? Let's see if we get any errors that way. Type or namespace. So we've got, oh, we still have baby store in there. That should be BS2. BS2. That's why when we're doing this in class, we're going to definitely use the names that they use in here. So that was on me. All right, and I've got this in here twice. So I should be able to get rid of the one. Hopefully that fixed everything. Let's go back again to our index, and let's again view it in the browser. Hopefully now it's going to come up. All right, so we want to be in all, and we want to search for red. And submit. Notice what it's showing us now. There's one in the clothes category and one in the toys category. All right, pretty cool stuff. We've made a lot of progress, whether you think we have or not. Take my word for it, we have. So let's do a save all, and let's go in. And before I do anything else, I'm going to go over to my Team Explorer here, and it says the reset was completed successfully. And I'm not sure why that looks the way it looks then. So I wonder if I can close this and reopen it. So I'm going to close, and I'm going to view, go back and see it. I hope I have a Team Explorer in here. There it is. See, I don't want it, under these actions, I don't want it to look like that. Oh, I wish I wouldn't have played around with it as I did. Back, forward, home, manage connections. All right. All right, so got our changes here, got our commit here. Still not sure exactly where I am right here. Okay, it did change that. See that? It now says Chapter 2 completed. So these look the same. All right. So I'm going to go back here, and I'm going to say now Chapter 3 completed. And added search functionality. Including how to add a search box using Bootstrap. Probably should capitalize that. And how to find out more about Bootstrap styling. And in this case, it was with Bootswatch. Also added a filter to the search results using ViewBag. Later, got rid of references to ViewBag, replacing them with a view model. Class. That's not perfect, but that's what I'm going to say. Commit all. All right. Let's refresh. I was hoping that was going to come back there and here. Sync to share your changes with the server. I don't want to. I'm not doing anything with the server. All right, so actions. Let's view the history. There it is. All right, so I now have gone through the first 3 chapters of the book. All right, when I come back, because that's enough for today, I'm going to go through Chapter 4, more advanced data management, and also Chapter 5, which we will fix up, so to speak, some of the routing. And I'll be back with that manana.